Hello there! Let's take a quick look on what I've accomplished over the past 2 months. I mentioned that the last milestone was huge. Well, this one is twice as big. As a result, only a portion of it is complete. But hey, this one is the most important part – questing. Here's our world, and I wish to create some quests with you right now. Let this house become a central hub. Every object in the world will now have its own window with options. The first step is straightforward for now. It will allow you to name an object and write a story for it. A small piece of lore. It may not be relevant at the moment, but it will make a lot of sense in the future when I allow players to share worlds. Let's go straight to the second top, functions. So, functions are the main focus of this milestone. You can add as many as you like to any object. My goal is to provide all the commonly used functions, and 2 have already been implemented. The first, of course, is a quest. Configuration interface appears on the right and is divided into categories. You can add any number of rewards of different types. Experience, a guaranteed items, a chance items, and teleportation. Teleportation is highlighted in red because they need to choose a destination point. The selection mode is implemented for this item and for some others, and when you enter this mode, the window will be fixed to the left side of the screen, so it will not block your view. Next we have the behavior block. We can make a quest repeatable by adding an appropriate component. Let's skip steps block for now and look at the conditions. Here we can restrict access to quests based on various factors, such as minimum and maximum levels, factions and classes inclusive and exclusive, ownership of items and cost on items, which differs depending on whether or not you need to lose these items when receiving the quest. There's also a lore block, in which you can add a story that will be visible in the quest log, including when you complete quests with your personal character. Now let's talk about the steps block. Here we can describe exactly what a character should do. So here are the options. To kill a monster, you can choose the type of monster, and all its kind will become targets. You can select an object from the world or from a database. To kill an exact monster. This is useful for elite opponents, or if you want to point out for killing a particular monster in the world. Go-to step, in which you can simply set the destination for a character to reach, and the step will be counted when he is close enough. To obtain an item, this abstract task will force a character to find a way to obtain that item. If it's in the drop from any monsters, he will go and kill him. If the item can be found in chests, he will search for chests. If it can be bought, he will purchase it, and so on. Another one is the bring step, which does the same thing as the obtain step, but it also has an interaction with the final destination object, and remove all these items when interacted with. Next there is the receive item step, which adds an interaction with the chosen object. The player goes to the target and is guaranteed to receive an item. And the only remaining steps are interact and talk, which are also add different presets interactions to the chosen object. But what are interaction presets, you ask? Each of the last steps has such a gear button that opens up the settings for this particular interaction. This one is called the sub-interaction, because it's automatically created by the quest step and is controlled from there. However, you can create independent interactions by selecting another function here. This setup screen is similar to the quest setup. The interactions can also have any number of effects, which are basically the same as rewards in quests. However, there are some additional options here. To begin with, sub-interactions already contain some components. For example, progress quest, which completes this step when the character interacts with the object. The same effect can be also added manually to an independent interaction, so that the quest can be completed in different ways. There are also effects related to healing and damage, which can be useful for creating altars or traps. And the final effect so far is a dialogue that appears over the characters' heads while they are reading your text. This feature will be much more meaningful when you can play your own character. In the behavior block there are several options available. You can adjust the interaction time, so that characters don't interact with objects instantly. You can also set a respawn time, which removes the object from the scene for some time, preventing other players from interacting with it. Finally, you can set a cooldown time that prevents the same character from performing the same interaction. The condition block can only be configured for independent interactions, but it contains every condition that quests have, so I will not dwell on it again. And so, with quests, our bots now have something other than simply killing monsters to do. This is a positive development. Of course, there's been a lot of work done on bots' AI. In future updates, I will introduce various other features, such as fishing and gathering, and even more types of options for quests and interactions. And I will also add quality of life features, of course. One more thing that I didn't mention. I promised my subscribers of tier 3 and above that I will create named characters for them. And now there are 5 people who have these special characters integrated in the game. Their names are highlighted and the characters have a thank you award. These characters will become an integral part of each created world. And as it says, you can become one of them. Follow the link in the description. It will take you to my Patreon page where you can support me and the project and receive a special named character. Finally, please add this game to your wishlist on Steam and of course join the Discord community. See you in a month or two. Goodbye.